Something is rotten in the state of Great Britain, and it's not just the political class's endless cycle of apologies, resignations. It's a far more sinister, creeping disease that infects the very heart of our justice system. On one hand, we have ordinary citizens, people like you and me, being dragged through the mud, their careers ruined, even facing police action for a clumsy joke or a controversial opinion online. The thought police are out in full force, scouring social media for any deviation from the accepted narrative. They are ruthlessly efficient, armed with hate speech laws so vague they could mean anything and everything. Say the wrong thing, and your life can be turned upside down in a heartbeat. But then turn your gaze to the other side of this sorry spectacle. Look at the industrial-scale fraud and scams bleeding this country dry. We're talking about billions, that's billions with a B, stolen from hard-working families, vulnerable pensioners, struggling small businesses every single year. These are not victimless crimes. They are life-shattering acts of theft committed by sophisticated criminal gangs, often operating from overseas call centers with complete impunity. They prey on the elderly, tricking them out of their life savings with cold, calculated precision. When she reported it, she was handed a crime reference number and a leaflet. The police said it's hard to investigate, especially when perpetrators are overseas. She was treated with sympathy, but left to handle the fallout alone. The criminals who stole 5 decades of work faced almost zero chance of being caught. They were free to target the next victim the same day. So here we have it. 2 Britons. 1. Clumsy words trigger a full police investigation. 2. A pensioner loses life savings and gets paperwork. Mark was treated like a menace. The crooks like an unsolvable inconvenience. This isn't hypothetical. Variations happen every day. One system is hypersensitive and punitive, the other lethargic and under-resourced. The imbalance is staggering and profoundly unjust. Think about that for a moment. The state has decided that a poorly worded tweet from a plumber in Scunthorpe is a greater threat to public order than a criminal enterprise systematically robbing our grandparents blind. This isn't just absurd, it's a grotesque betrayal of the state's most basic duty to keep its people safe from predators. How did we get here? How did we arrive at a place where the full weight of the law comes crashing down on someone for a private joke, while organized criminals who destroy lives are met with little more than a collective shrug and a pamphlet on how to spot a scam? This situation stinks of the kind of upside-down logic you'd expect from a dystopian novel, not a modern Western democracy. It fosters a pervasive and deeply unsettling Big Brother feeling, where the state's gaze is turned inwards. The message is clear. We are watching what you say, what you write, what you share. Step out of line and we will come for you. This creates a culture of fear and self-censorship. People are afraid to engage in robust debate, lest it be misinterpreted by an overzealous officer or a malicious online mob. This isn't freedom of speech, it's freedom of approved speech. We pay our taxes, we obey the laws, and in return we expect the government to protect our property and our way of life. But what happens when that contract is broken? What happens when the state becomes more interested in protecting people's feelings from offense than protecting their bank accounts from criminals? It breeds resentment and a deep-seated cynicism about who the system is truly designed to serve. It feels less like protection and more like control. This isn't about defending bigotry or genuine incitement to violence. This is about proportionality and common sense. It's a cheap and easy political win to be seen to be tough on hate, while being tough on complex international fraud is hard, expensive, and yields fewer headlines. We need to demand a change. We need a justice system that redirects its resources to where they are most needed. Invest heavily in fighting fraud, create international task forces, impose punishments that fit the devastation, make the UK the most hostile environment in the world for scammers, not the easiest. And yes, dial back the absurd chilling over-policing of speech. Trust adults to navigate disagreement unless there's a genuine threat of violence. Ultimately, the choice is ours. Demand a return to common sense. A Britain where the law is a shield to protect the innocent, not a weapon to silence dissent.